Welcome back to the online classes. Mrs. Leena Varghese, your biology teacher. So last classes we have studied about the principles of inheritance and variation. In this we have learned how the characters are transferred, isn't it? And some factors. Mendel could identify that certain factors are responsible for the characters, and that is passed from one generation to another generation. So this chapter we are going to study about the molecular basis of inheritance. Molecular basis of inheritance. And so here we are going to study what is the real factors or these factors, where they are located. What are these factors? So Mendel's time, at the time of Mendel, he was not knowing about the factors. What are they? He was not knowing, isn't it? Factors are what he was not knowing properly. He simply said what some factors are responsible for the characters, and that is transferred from one generation to another generation. So now everyone know what is the reason, or what controls the characters of an organism. And everyone knows that is DNA. So in this chapter we are going to study in detail about DNA, then RNA also you have studied, isn't it? So how does DNA is getting replicated, and then how does DNA replicated means what? One more copy, how it is producing, so that it can transfer one character from one generation or one parent cell to the daughter cells, isn't it? Or how DNA is able to control the characters of a particular organism. How DNA is able to control the character of an organism. DNA is situated, where it is situated. DNA is a long thread-like structure situated inside the nucleus, isn't it? And inside the nucleus, from the nucleus, DNA cannot come out. So how DNA is able to do its work? By producing proteins, isn't it? So DNA cannot directly produce proteins. DNA, what they do? They produce RNA, and RNAs will produce proteins. So this process, is what called, that is the process of making RNA from DNA. The process of making RNA from DNA is called transcription. Transcription. And the process of making proteins from RNA is called translation. So we will be studying about transcription and translation in detail. So once again I'll tell, the characters are transferred from one generation to new generation through certain cells, isn't it? Gametic cells, or from parent cell to the daughter cells. So that is studied through another process known as what? Replication. DNA replication means the process by which a DNA molecule copies its information to a new daughter cell, or a DNA from a parental DNA molecule, a new one is formed. So that process is called what? Replication. Then another one I told what it is, how DNA is able to control the character of a particular organism. So DNA will produce what? RNA first by a process called transcription, and then proteins will be produced from RNA to a process called translation. So we'll be studying in detail about what? Transcription and translation. Then we will study about the genetic code in this chapter. Genetic code we'll study in detail, that is 3 nucleotide sequences which are responsible for controlling a particular amino acid in a protein. You have studied proteins are made up of what? Amino acids, isn't it? Proteins are made up of amino acids. So each successive nucleotides, 3 nucleotides, triplets, that are responsible for the production of one amino acid. Production, not the alignment, you can see. Alignment of one amino acid in a protein is called what central to the genetic code. Okay, that is known as genetic code. So genetic code is what? The three triplets or the three nucleotide sequence that is responsible for the coding. Okay, coding means alignment. Okay, we'll study in detail that later. So the coding of one amino acid in a protein, that is called what? Genetic code. Okay, so that we will study in detail. Okay, central dogma. Okay, then we'll have to study what we have to study about the Human Genome Project. Okay, Human Genome Project means it's a big project whereby the sequencing of DNA of human is done. Okay, means what how many genes are there, what are the genes in each of the DNA. So that study was conducted, and what we understood, we could better understand DNA and the genes. So that project is called the Human Genome Project. So we have to study in detail about that, and then we have to study about the some of the experiments to prove that DNA is the genetic material. So likewise, these are the main content of this chapter. So once again I will tell, we'll have to study in detail, or in short we can say that we have to study in detail about the DNA. Okay, how it works. Okay, and we have to study about the Human Genome Project and all in this chapter. We'll study the structure of DNA. Okay, so as you know that structure of DNA, the most accepted structure of DNA is double helix, DNA double helix, proposed by Watson and Crick. Okay, Watson and Crick. Last year you have studied in detail. Okay, so DNA is a polymer, isn't it? It's a polymer, means it's made up of monomer units, and each monomer is known as nucleotide, isn't it? And each nucleotide will have a nitrogen base, a pentose sugar, and a phosphate group. Nitrogen base, isn't it? Last year you have studied all this. Are of two types. What are they? Purines and pyrimidines, isn't it? Purines and pyrimidines. Purines are adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are cytosine, thymine and uracil. Okay, so these are the pyrimidines, and these are the adenine and guanine are the purines, isn't it? So nitrogen bases are of two types. What are they? Purines and pyrimidines. Purines are double ringed structures, and pyrimidines are single ringed structure. Always you can see a purine and a pyrimidine will base pair with each other, isn't it? Now, when sugar, okay, sugar can be what? It can be a pentose sugar. It is a pentose sugar. It can be either ribose or deoxyribose. So the sugar present in a nucleotide or nucleoside is what? A ribose sugar or a deoxyribose sugar. Ribose sugar where you can see in RNA, and deoxyribose sugar you can see in DNA. Okay, so when a sugar is combined with nitrogen base through a glycosidic linkage bond, then it is known as what? Nucleoside. Okay, nucleoside. And then a nucleoside, when it combines with a phosphate, it is called what? A nucleotide. So DNA is a what? A long molecule with what? A number of nucleotides attached each other. So this is an example for a polypeptide chain. Okay, here you can see the sugar, here okay you can see the phosphate. Okay, and this sugar will be combined to the nitrogen base. Okay, nitrogen base through what? A glycosidic bond. So you can see that here each sugar, okay, here you see a nitrogen base adenine, then here thymine, guanine, okay, cytosine. Likewise you can see here. Okay, so this is what? A pentose sugar, that is ribose, and this is what? The nitrogen base, and the bond between these two, okay, nitrogen base and the sugar is what? the glycosidic bond. Here you can see what? Glycosidic bond. And you can see that this sugar and this one, okay, the adjacent sugars, they are joined through a phosphodiester bond, okay, phosphodiester, that is carbon of this and carbon of this, okay, they are joined, okay, through what? A phosphate group, okay. So this is known as the phosphate diester bond. So in a polypeptide chain of DNA, you can see what all? You can see a sugar, that is ribose, okay, and in case of RNA it will be a ribose, and in case of DNA it will be deoxyribose. Then a phosphate group and a what? Nitrogen base, okay. Then phosphate and when sugar and nitrogen base is only there, then it is known as the nucleoside, okay. So various nucleoside are what? Like adenosine, okay, then what? Or deoxyadenosine, then guanosine or deoxyguanosine, cytidine or deoxycytidine, and uridine or deoxythymidine, okay. So these are what? The various nucleosides. When it is linked with a phosphate group, it will form what? The nucleotides. Is it clear? And you can see in DNA the two strands of DNA, okay. You know that DNA is a double stranded molecule, and in between the two strands the nitrogen bases are linked, okay, they are joined by hydrogen bonds. The bond between these two are what? Hydrogen bonds. The bond between these two, okay, is what? Phosphodiester. And the bond between the sugar and the nitrogen base, like this, is glycosidic bond, okay. So the nucleotides are joined by what you can say? Phosphodiester bonds, okay, between this one means one sugar and the other sugar of one strand, they are joined through phosphodiester bonds, okay. The bond between sugar and the nitrogen base is glycosidic, and between two adjacent nitrogen bases are what? Hydrogen bonds. You can see that adenine and thymine, they are joined by two hydrogen bonds, and cytosine and guanine, they are joined by 3 hydrogen bond. Clear?